Sweat Equity Podcast. Ooh, it's football time. Getting those pre-roll ads in. Hashtag GirthyROI. Hashtag 69B2B.
Hashtag take a knee, bitch.
We're on iTunes, Spotify. Tell your friends. Tell loved one. 5-star. Subscribe. Rate. Review. Write a little something in that review if you're going to make the 69-second venture to give us a little love.
Only take 69 seconds.
Hey,
Sure.
69's coming back in a good way, in a funny way. I'm gonna show some love. I'm gonna 69 our sponsors right now.
Oh yeah.
With Grasshopper business phone line. Try grasshopper.com/sweat and get $50 off a phone line for your business. Don't be a jabroni. Don't have a Google Voice number. Get that set. Don't have your personal number, for God's sake. Jeez, I forgot
Dear
about that.
God, no.
Oh man, because anybody who calls me and leaves a weird message, I reverse Google that number. I want to see who that is. You don't want that to be your personal phone number.
Yeah.
Try grasshopper.com/sweat. $50 off. Helps this podcast out. FreshBooks. Go freshbooks.com/sweat. Like Keith Sweat. Get your books going. Direct deposit. We're going to tease a little banking talk, business banking talk at the top of the show.
Kinda.
Yeah. Real hot. Real pragmatic.
Big talk.
But my big thing is Xero and QuickBooks. They do not direct deposit one business day. Sometimes they can take up to 5.
Ugh.
Sometimes up to 10,
I need my money.
depending on the bank, depending on which software you use. But GoFreshBooks.com has direct deposit in one day. That's GoFreshBooks.com/sweat. Last sponsor of the show, Warby Parker, WarbyParkerTrial.com/sweat. The glasses I am wearing, if you're watching us on YouTube, Vimeo, your Game Boy, Sega.
CD.
What was the handheld
Sega
one?
CD.
What was the handheld one?
Vita? No, that's a PlayStation.
Vita.
Sega.
What? They're just named like pastas. Elbows. Shit. No.
Sega
Okay.
ravioli.
All right. Warby Parker. WarbyParkerTrial.com/sweat. Don't get ripped off by the big conglomerate, big glasses. There's a company that owns 97% of all eyeglass, sunglass wear. That's why you pay a lot. They own the insurance companies. They own everything except for this disruptor called WarbyParkerTrial.com/sweat. And lastly, we've got the Incremental podcast where Eric's doing his wellness chats.
Oh man, you call me out now. I got to do another one.
You got to do another one.
Once you make it real.
I've got my college football podcast, The Triple Option, 3XO, 3XOpod.com on your FM dial. And then if you want production services in the Tampa Bay area, that's sweatlodge.studio. If you need digital services, you're a digital ad agency in Tampa or elsewhere around the country. 65% of our clients are outside of the Tampa Bay area. Go to Tocobaga, TOCOBA.GA. We're inside that office. We're inside the Sweat Lodge. Let's do this, motherfucker.
What about my sweat equity?
Oh!
He's dead now.
Sweat equity.
That's how you do a read, bitch.
My sweat equity.
Woo! Feeling like Terry Tate, office linebacker.
Unappreciated in its time.
Sweat equity.
Look, for a guy who can't read very well, that was pretty doggone good.
Yeah. Great.
Even
Good
though I
job.
should know this all by heart.
Yeah. Were you actually reading it though?
Oh, yeah,
You were
Look,
just- oh
every
yeah,
note.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Baby.
He actually did, everybody.
Yeah, I'm trying to prepare in everything in life. What you do for anything is how you do everything. There's
Wow.
a Richard Rohr statement.
That is the most all-encompassing statement I think I've
How
ever
you do
heard.
anything is how you do everything.
Okay.
You know, it's a good thing to think about, right?
A spiritual thing.
It's one of those things where I feel like people who litter is like it's a tell about them,
Oh well, yes.
right? So that
Okay.
goes the other way.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure. If you don't care about the little area around you, you probably don't care about the bigger area around you.
Right. It's a Richard Rohr statement. He's a theologian. He's like an 80-year-old monk. I heard him on Pete Holmes' podcast. I thought it's interesting. He's got a book called Go Down the Hill Moses or something like that. I bought it and never read it.
Mm.
But
To
I was
impress chicks.
yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You like that Old Testament
Yeah.
stuff? Behind the Glass, John Paul LaBamba. Hey guys. Tampaniac Pictures.
Thank you.
Yep. No problem.
How you feeling, buddy?
I'm feeling good, guys.
I want to follow
That
up.
intro was epic.
Thank you.
I want to follow up from last episodes. Have you figured out your list of lists? Have we?
I've been killing the lists.
What? Good for you. So? Tell us about it. I think that's part of the show
mean-
is progress, right? Or regress,
Mm.
digress.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think I wake up with a clearer mind. It's been a joy to wake up because all I got to do is check the list.
You didn't think I was going to ask you anything, did you?
Just
wait,
being
no.
alive is a joy now.
I wake
No,
up.
I mean,
I
seriously.
love it.
I wake up with
I know
purpose
exactly
now.
what to do,
Well,
and it's check the list.
how about this? How about this? How about this?
God, man.
How long did it take you just to get it organized? I'm betting not as long as it felt like beforehand, right?
Yeah, it took me probably like half the day.
But that's years of lists.
It was a big pile of trash.
Dude,
at
I
the
left.
end.
You guys were about to start going over it. Eric was helping you. He got roped in, it looked like.
I didn't do much.
You're a good friend. You humored it for at least 10 minutes I saw.
I just changed all the.
I
Like,
wanted him
he
to
wrote
help.
it all on the big whiteboard, and then I changed some of the stuff to hope that he would notice, and then like put like funny things, changing words around, to explicit things, and then I had to tell him, and I told him.
So yeah, it doesn't,
Did you see it?
doesn't have to be drab. You can make some fun dad
Yeah.
jokes on the whiteboard.
Yeah, they were way more explicit than dad jokes. Believe you
If
me.
he wouldn't have told me, I
Yeah.
would have written it down for sure.
Copied it down
I was-
word for word.
Well, I was thinking about it this morning. I was like, I wonder if any progress has been made. Now, the hard part is like just reminding yourself to keep that kind of discipline up.
Yeah, it's
For
gonna,
sure.
you're gonna
And
need 6
you know
weeks.
what I've really been trying to do is the list is temporary. Like, I'm going to bust that list out this month, and I'm going to show you all the things crossed off, and it's going to feel so good.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
shove
no,
it in your
look.
face.
I
and
get
you
it,
guys
man.
say congratulations, good job, idiots.
Yeah, you don't have to be aggressive about it, but
Unless that's what motivates you, then come at us. We don't care.
Eric, I
Yep.
mean, you saw me crumbling up the list and throw them all in a pile.
Yeah, that was his.
It felt really good.
His satisfaction for it.
look, I got a lot. I get like gold. I call it like a gold star for yourself. Like you shouldn't need this recognition as an adult, but like we all kind of do. It's Maslow's hierarchy of needs kind of thing.
No, yeah, you definitely need it.
But I like woke up. Anytime I wake up early, like I feel like I should, I'm like, I'm gonna tell Eric I woke up. I woke up early today.
Let me Twitter this real quick.
I got up at 4:30 and I got a lot done. And then like one of those things of like I had all these papers all over the place. They were in here for a while. I just took them home because I was like, I'll do this while I'm watching the fantasy report at night or something like that. It took me fucking 15 minutes to get it all organized. It was
Yeah.
like a joke.
Right.
I can't believe I kept shoving that off.
It always is.
It was like from 5:45 a.m. to 6 a.m. I was doing that.
It's incredibly powerful, the clean area around you, how that changes. At least for me, my mindset, like if things are dirty around me and I have stuff to do, like it's less. It's not as enjoyable. I can't. If it's cleaner, I will enjoy my life way more than having clutter everywhere and all that. I mean,
Did you have this in college when you had to study for a big test or something? So I had a roommate that he was like, I got to clean the whole place up. And by the whole place, he means his room and some of the areas he hangs out in, but not the whole place.
right.
He had to hit like 3 gravity bongs while
Mhm.
doing it, but he was like, I got to clean up everything here so I can study. I'm like, whatever you got to do, man.
Yeah, no.
Ed,
I
you're the
didn't-
man.
Yeah, I didn't
Congrats on
ever-
your engagement, by the way. But
I was never there. No.
But I'm saying like when I was at Auburn, he was like, he got it in my head that now I do that sometimes if I'm like, all right, I got to sit down and do this like thing that I know is going to take an hour or two of just focusing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll have to be like, I got to just spend 10 minutes and physically clean up shit.
Yeah, well, there's a fine line between making an excuse for not
Right,
doing what you're
that's what I'm
supposed to be
saying.
doing and like actually like doing something beneficial. So, which one are you doing, people?
Right.
Ask yourself.
And if you cleaned up a little bit every day, it's not like you had to do it
Right.
then kind of
But
thing.
it also might not be as satisfying.
Yeah, there is
From
something.
real dirty to clean.
I was daydreaming about, it'd be awesome to have a cleaning service again. I had one like 4 years ago, and then I was like, you know what? There's something to having to do that. Like maybe never ever having one ever again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was going back and forth on that. Just like it'd be good to have it, but maybe that makes me weaker.
Definitely makes you weaker. Your immune system, at least. You're not cleaning up all the germs.
Oh
Now
yeah,
breathe
that's
that
what I'm
in.
thinking
That's
about.
good for you.
Dude, I eat stuff off the ground all the time. I'm not.
I eat floor food.
Yeah,
Floor food guy.
I'm not dirty, but I don't believe in the 5-second rule.
Whatever. You're.
By the way, you know
dad's-
that doesn't exist. Once it hits the ground, once it touches, it's dirty.
I don't.
or whatever
know.
it
I
is.
think they did a study that
No.
says that it might.
We thought about this
actually-
before.
Okay. I mean, think
I
about
feel like
it.
we've talked about this on the show.
Maybe, and I was probably right. If
Oh,
you think about,
Very passive aggressive.
I mean, something having contact time is going to matter how infested it could get. You know,
yeah,
you drop a roll of paper towels into some water, and you grab it real quick. It's going to have
Okay.
less
I'm
satan
talking.
food
Look,
on
I'm
the.
talking your normal like you drop a Cheeto on the dry ground, right? 5-second rule is basically reserved for dry on dry crime.
I think
have a
a good
question.
rule of thumb is it's better to get it up quicker, no matter what. Don't let it sit there
I
for a
think
week
that,
and
I
then eat
think
the
that's
floor
your,
food.
emotional. I think if we look it up, I'm pretty sure the 5-second rule doesn't really exist.
All right, googling
Does
it.
the rule only apply in your house? What about outside your
No,
house?
I wasn't even thinking of any setting. I was just thinking, I'll eat shit off the fucking parking lot ground. I don't care. Or
No.
Yeah, I don't care.
There's a difference between
5-second
the
rule
ground
only
and the
applies
floor.
in your house.
Yeah, I'm not scared.
Mm.
That reminds me, I have to pay for my parking while we're talking, so I don't get it towed or a ticket.
Jesus.
Well, what you've got
I got
a
a
Jag.
ticket the other day.
You did? See,
Cool.
Yep. $40.
I got so excited about the show, I almost forgot. So,
Somebody conducted. I'm just going to read straight off of WebMD, and then hopefully the end of this
Well-
paragraph makes me right.
so
There was a scientific study of the 5-second rule. High school senior Jillian Clark.
Excuse me?
seeks doesn't
back that
matter.
up?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Blah blah blah. Julian
Blah, blah,
swabbed
blah.
the floors. We examined the swabs. They're just talking about how they did it. I don't care.
Does it make me
The
right or no?
results were the same. There were very
man, I got
few
price gouging for parking.
examined.
Dynamic pricing, interesting.
Let's
You
see.
know, parking rates will go up or Uber surge and stuff, and you're like, what? Why? I don't get it.
I'm looking. Okay, just from cursory reading, I think you might be right. And I'm wrong.
Oh, hotty toddy. Goddamn almighty. Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Put it on the board. I don't care.
Feels good.
Put it on the scoreboard.
This is a good day today.
Yeah.
John Paul and I are feeling it. You're not. That's okay. You're
Trying
showing
to
the
get you to
dad
stop
guns
eating
off.
food off the floor.
You kick
sir.
puppies. That's another thing.
And
that
Barb,
was-
I don't kick puppies.
That was my favorite. So you had your dog Polly. You showed a video of it running through the house, and I was like, I wonder if I can get
It wasn't-
someone in this comment chain upset that it made it look like you're a puppy kicker.
Right. Well, okay. So I posted a video
I laughed
online.
so fucking hard to
My
myself.
dog, we have a doggy door, and the dog got into some mud while we were gone and ran all over the house and destroyed the house. And I posted it. By the way,
It took me 5 minutes
The-
to phrase it
the
correctly.
number of, like the amount of reactions you get online from something shitty happening to you compared to like something nice happening to you, it's like
Yeah,
unbelievably
sure.
skewed.
Yeah, because we have FOMO, but we're not excited about. We're envious, right?
right.
Or jealous.
Ooh, you want to see people fail? That's fine. That's why I put it up there. Make you feel
No, I'm
good
saying
about yourself.
we as the royal we. I'm saying like, but the failures are fun to commiserate it.
Anyways,
Plus, everybody's got when it's a dog, it's so much better because I know someone's gonna take it somewhere terrible, and no one did, so I had to.
I know. Thank you for that.
And now I hope like you go to Thanksgiving, and she's like, Eric, what is this about kicking your dog?
I
Reprimanded.
mean, I can't believe at this point Aunt Barb's still falling for these things. But just so you know,
I'm sorry, Aunt Barb.
I haven't ever kicked a dog.
I did, and it's even better. Her name's Aunt Barb. Like this is so perfect.
It's the perfect
choice. Like
yep.
if
Name
you-
to give me a shit about kicking the dog.
if
for
I had to
sure.
improv like a Midwestern aunt of some sort, it's Aunt Barb.
Yep, I know.
So I put
Whoa,
like Eric, just
Barb.
please don't, please don't kick the dog this time. That's all I put, or something like that.
And then she
Fell for the bait.
yeah,
Fell
she,
for the Facebook comment bait. Hey,
chastised me online. Great.
look, we're 35-year-old men. Yeah, we're on Facebook. All right.
Yeah,
I don't
these
know
are
why-
youngsters on Facebook.
You got some hot bank talk that I teased in the intro.
Oh man.
I want to hear this rage.
Well, dude, okay, yesterday, so I was going to make a cash deposit for Forest Hills Dental. Went yesterday to Bank of America around 3:00.
They're known for their customer service.
Right. I walk in and there's, I don't know, 14 people in line.
It's a
At the
place where you feel valued.
deposit.
Yeah,
pla-
where you don't
there's-
feel like just a cog in a wheel.
There's every Bank of America I've ever been to has at least like 4 slots for tellers. 2 of them are working yesterday
hmm
in the same slot.
This is like
One of them's like looking over their shoulder, like scratching their heads, and there's 14 people. I'm like, fuck this.
This is almost
I'll
like
come back tomorrow.
90s DMV jokes
Exactly.
from stand-ups.
Right, but without any fun punchlines.
What's the deal with the DMV?
On top of, they don't do drive-through tellers anymore. All they do, they just put up frosted glass. Everything, it's a big sign. You got to come inside or do it through the ATM now. And it's like,
I've seen.
they just don't have. It's like, oh, all right.
They have like a video teller that's not in the actual bank or something like that. I've seen that.
Well, most of
I
them
used to be BOA.
just straight up like block it off. Like, nope, we don't. There's nothing happening here.
What do you mean?
Like there's nothing. The tubes are all shut down. They just make you either go through the ATM and do your deposits like a jabroni there, or go inside.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really need that person anymore, do we?
I mean, for me, I would have liked to have been able to deposit cash from my window of my car without having to stand there like an asshole.
I'm on your side, but you can do that from the car, right?
No, that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
You can. I've thrown 20s in there. Okay, I came back from the Thunder from Down Under when I was a sub there. And
Are you talking about on the ATM deposit?
yeah, you can
thing?
deposit cash.
It was a lot of cash that I didn't want to
Yeah, I
be.
know. I don't trust
putting-
it.
I wasn't going to be putting. I wanted to, get a receipt.
you
from a
can
human.
receipt, but yeah, I got you.
But my point is like,
No,
I got so pissed. I was looking up how much the Bank of America CEO made last year. $26.5 million salary per year. You
worth
fucking
it.
Brian Moynihan asshole. They brought in $110 billion.
And that's when you
last
know
year.
your dad mad when you're like, I'm gonna look up
I'm
the
gonna get
CEO.
some fucking facts
I'm
to
gonna
back
do
up
some
my
research.
anger.
Yeah,
I was right. I should be mad about this.
shouldn't have bailed you out.
But dude, I mean, like,
You
what
son
are
of
they
a
spending
bitch.
money on?
You should
It's
be in
like,
jail.
the least you could do if you're going to take away my drive-through is put some people in there or inside to take over. I mean, God, it's just like, what?
Or combine it
just-
with like a Kentucky hut.
Right. Anything.
Something.
Like, they're just pulling back stuff from you little by little until it's just one robot banker who doesn't give a shit.
What do you want? Human contact from your bank?
I don't know. I just
Fucking
don't want to
asking
have
a
to
lot,
wait.
dude.
This morning, I was there. They open at 9.
You are a bank guy now.
I was there
You're a dude that
I
goes
was
to the bank
there
all the time.
at 9, and I was the third person in line and still had to wait 20 minutes just to deposit cash. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah,
Sucks.
You can do it at the ATM. You know that.
Oh, I don't want to, though.
If you don't trust it, just try a little bit first, and then maybe a little bit more
Just the
for a
tip.
second
I'll just
deposit.
Put the
and
tip
just,
in. And
yeah,
then,
just like that.
The tips.
Yeah.
I mean, be sure and tip your dentist, people.
But yeah, I mean BOA, it's tough because, man, you kind of there's really it's another illusion of choice thing. Where
Dude, they got us by the balls. That's the thing is like, when you're setting up a new bank account for a business like we did, it was just like, okay, here's what we're going to do. Because, I mean, they're financing it, so you absolutely have to go through them for their banking thing.
and the economies of scale, when you go to get that loan, they get the best rates because they're the biggest,
Right.
one of the biggest. You
Yeah.
know, so like they're going to be sometimes a lot better on a rate wise. It's a give and take. It's it's kind of the business 101 of like, are you going to go for the craft place? Or are you going to like craft brewery? Or are you going to get your
yeah.
beer at Walmart?
And
like,
hey,
you know,
Bank
you
of
don't get
America-
customer service at Walmart, but you know you're getting a better rate.
right. I mean, it's very convenient for Bank of America. They're all everywhere, not serving you.
That's
Lots
actually
of locations to not give you what you want.
So there used to be like, all right, so you had price, high, low on one side, like a east-west kind of thing. Low,
Duality of
high.
man.
Yep. We're talking about Full Metal Jacket, The Dark Knight, and everything. And then you had product differentiation on the y-axis kind of thing, right? It's either a volume, you go by volume, or you go by differentiation, right? Luxury products.
What is this? The way
This is
you
business-
choose things?
Yeah, this is a business 101 kind of thing, right? So you fall in line on this cross somewhere, right? Are you getting
Oh, I stopped
sound
the-
cue?
Sure. No.
what's interesting now is that this was like kind of business the way it's taught, 101 macroeconomics kind of thing, or
Mhm.
microeconomics even. And it's a principle everybody understands. You go to Walmart or you go to the mom and pop shop.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gets that. But my thing is, what's interesting now is there's like kind of a fifth 3D layer to this that is the convenient part,
Yeah.
right? And the convenience has kind of taken over, and it has a place on top of almost all of it.
Yeah, I'd say.
So it's weird because the guys who make the models, they don't know what to do. No, but I'm saying like
It is like a 3D thing.
forever it's this
now.
cross of high price versus low price, and volume, or your value of the product or service is either it's either
Duplicative?
duplicative or unique, right?
Right.
And now you have convenience like Postmates, Uber, all these things that are disrupting the market. Warby Parker, our sponsor of the
Mhm.
show, these things that are coming in to disrupt, and maybe they're not in that, and somehow they're lower price, unique,
Yeah.
but not luxury, and they're convenient. So
Uh-huh.
it kind of like it flips the whole thing.
Where you got places like IKEA where it's like not convenient, but it has its own other weird thing where it's
Right.
quality, but you have to do it yourself. I guess it's still convenience, really.
It's low price. They
Yeah.
make sales on a lot of volume, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's inconvenient the way they choose the property. But I would because they do it on purpose. They try to get the lower end property wherever they go. That's
Mhm.
why they're in a weird spot in every city.
Yeah.
However, the convenience factor of not like you get furniture if you assemble it correctly, it's worth you pay 5 times that amount
Yeah.
to have it built already,
Right.
assembled already and stuff. So I don't know. It's interesting. I just
Yeah.
think that convenience part. I just remembered that I read something about that, and it made me think about it. Oh yeah, everything's convenience is king now.
Yeah. That's true.
No matter what your product or service is, if it's too hard to get, we want things to come to us as easy as possible.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a good thing necessarily, but
No, it's not.
as far as like, reaping what you sow, or feeling like ownership of something that you did, it took you a minute to go get something.
Yeah. Yeah. It's too easy to get stuff to your house.
Because it gets in that conversation where eventually it's like free has the value of $0
Yeah.
eventually sometimes. But anyway, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, the banks they suck. All of them.
No,
Why do we even need these things, man?
well,
Right?
Ally, I wanted to look into. I don't know. Part of me is scared because I don't know. I'm like, I need to write a list of like what I need out of my bank. Really,
Yeah. Right.
it's
What do
nerdy.
you actually
Wants and
need?
needs, man.
Yeah.
And like I need to be able to get cash without having to deal with it like easily around town.
Right.
I don't really go out of town anymore.
You'll end up with Bank of America. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's convenient.
Well, no, I've been doing PayPal. I have a business PayPal account. And this doesn't really help for personal, but PayPal. I've been doing invoicing through that.
Yeah. I mean,
because
should
it's
be good.
easier for everybody to pay sometimes.
yeah.
And it drops immediately.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
they pay, I don't have to wait. So
Yeah. PayPal's fairly universally accepted these days.
right. I try to go, what's the easiest way for everybody to pay? So it's not, I don't have one more hurdle to deal with.
Yeah.
Right. Or if you had a bookkeeper, eventually they don't have to deal with that. They're not wasting time there.
Yeah.
But my thing is like, I looked at you can get a debit card from there now.
Yeah.
So I looked at it. I just thought I was curious, and I was like, oh, I'll get a Venmo card and just see what that's about. And I'll get a Cash App card and PayPal card. So I think that's interesting too.
Yeah, you
in a
should do it.
convenience part where it's like the Apple Store or Warby Parker stores. There's one here in town. They don't need it, but they started to go reverse brick and mortar,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And then it becomes like kitschy.
Then they become
You
the
have
man.
an actual
right.
store.
Then
Isn't
they
this
become the man.
weird?
Well, this is how
How
they become the
fun.
man, you know?
Yeah.
But it's funny how that can kind of like go, oh, you went from disruptor, like Venmo got bought out by PayPal. Now they're part of that machine.
Just
and now,
like all the others.
and they're
The
just,
zeitgeist.
and Cash App is owned by, the CEO. The CEO for that is the CEO of Twitter. So it's not like,
Right.
It's not that those aren't disruptors.
They're not making new billionaires.
Right. I just think it's interesting how some of these things reverse from e-commerce or digital to tangible.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm surprised how many places do take all these alternative, like Apple Pay.
Oh, Apple just came out with a card too
well, there you
for
go.
Apple Pay.
Yeah, but I mean, like, have you ever used your watch to pay for something?
Yeah, only to see if I could do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Beyond that, like,
No.
you never see anybody using it. I just find it weird. It's like a very slow moving situation. I thought it would be much more used.
Well, we're always a G behind like Japan in
Right.
that respect. We don't have panties in vending machines like they do.
Right.
I mean, God willing, we'll get to that point, but hopefully we get so sexually repressed we need that. But right next to your Fritos. Can I
Yeah.
get are you going to the vending machine? Can I get chili cheese Fritos, some
And
honey
a black
buns,
thong.
and yeah, just give me some used panties. Yeah.
Used, please.
Please, soiled. Even better. Seasoned. Where are we at?
Yeah, a little bit, bud.
All right, just making sure.
Just good. I'm
Anything
watching.
else you got? I've got a little something.
Okay, what you got?
Well, I was thinking about I was in our Slack channel, and I was talking about how I don't like people who like Bruce Lee a lot,
Yeah.
and how I was watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and then I forgot there's this big controversy about Bruce Lee, and his family's not cool with the way he's depicted in this movie.
Right. And how is he depicted in the movie? I have not seen it.
So Brad Pitt's a stuntman. He's kind of a cocky stuntman. He's Leonardo DiCaprio's a star. He's his stuntman,
Okay.
basically. Those are the two main characters in the movie. And so it's a scene where it's very Tarantino-esque. Like the setup to this scene is weird, with Kurt Russell coming in as a producer, talking to Leo that he doesn't want Brad Pitt on the set because he killed his wife or something like that.
Okay.
Right. He's referred to as a wife killer from then on out.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, this guy's got some bad shit going
Right.
on. So they're setting up a scene, and it's very Tarantino-esque, where Bruce Lee is giving a monologue to everybody on the set that's waiting around for the scene to start. But he's telling all these people for this scene, like, how it should go down and how to respect the craft and like all this stuff,
Mhm.
right? Seems a very unnecessary monologue,
Yeah.
like the opposite of Al Pacino in Any Given Sunday,
Okay.
because that's the most necessary. I'd
Yes.
say. Or Network with Albert Finney, I think.
Brooks.
No, I think it's Albert Finney.
I don't know.
I'm mad as hell. I'm not going to take it anymore. And so that's a necessary.
Timely reference.
One of the best movies ever.
Okie dokie.
It's actually probably has more to do with what's going on right now than any other time between that movie coming out and present time.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
What?
It's more about like PC culture
I-
and censorship
Yeah.
and
I
what
know.
should we report as news. It's a good. It's on Netflix, I think. So
Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee's given
and
this
his
really like
family.
he's portrayed as kind of a cocky like dick. He's like a douchebag,
Okay.
basically, giving
Okay.
this monologue to everybody who seemingly doesn't care that much.
Mhm.
Brad Pitt laughs, and then they get into like, you want to fight,
Right.
right? And they go best 2 out of 3, which is a weird thing to say even for 1969.
Yes.
So
2 out of 3 what?
like
Fights?
knock him down, I guess, something like that.
Oh,
Get him on the
okay.
ground. So the first one, Bruce Lee just jumps in the air, kicks him right in the chest. He falls over. Like
Okay.
he doesn't. Brad Pitt doesn't even move, so that's off-putting. The second time, he does Brad Pitt does a judo move where he goes, try that again, grabs his leg, and judo's about using the energy of the other person
Sure.
and flipping it around, basically using their energy to back at them. And so he basically grabs him, pulls him, throws him into this car, has a huge dent in it. It's super cartoony,
Okay.
like a huge dent, like a
Right.
joke, like Iron Man shit, right? Like throws him into this car. And then
I'm really hoping
it's broken up.
the description of this is important.
It's pretty
to the
accurate.
story.
Well, here's the deal. That is important because it's supposed to be seen through the eyes of Brad Pitt. He's basically he's telling this story,
Uh-huh.
but that's not seen in the articles that are getting posted online. That can't even be an avenue, right? So it's weird that there's a big controversy and the Bruce Lee's family's mad. All Bruce Lee fans
Oh,
are mad.
So like
So he
you're
just looks
saying-
like a douche.
Yeah, but like if you see it from the character's perspective, the character themselves sees him as a douche, and that's how it's coming
Right,
across.
right.
It's not necessarily what they're saying.
It's
Bruce
Brad-
Lee was.
It's really Brad Pitt's point of view, the stuntman's point of view.
yeah, I got
And like he doesn't like that guy clearly
yeah,
to fight him just without knowing him.
yeah,
But the family can like either the news articles that are reported, which I'm going to say are probably poorly reported, they can't have that as an avenue,
No.
or like an option, right? Even though,
Newsflash, asshole!
and then the other part of it is I had this thing about it made me think about perceived value, right? It's a big business thing. It's an overall arcing thing. I wanted to get into, and maybe we'll get into it next episode. But
Okay.
Bruce Lee is a total pussy.
right.
He was an actor.
He was not a fighter.
There's two guys I don't really like, and I've had a lot of arguments with guy friends of mine. There's two guys I don't really like. It's Bruce Lee and Jim Morrison. I think they're both pussies.
Okay.
Jim Morrison used to beat women. He was like 5'5", soaking wet.
Okay.
Why I don't? And my buddies are like, he beat your ass. They just say that just because they got nothing. But
Right.
I'm like, that guy sucks. I don't like him.
Okay.
I don't think he's that great.
Yeah.
End of
sure.
story. No big deal. I like Steven Tyler. I get it. He's a little waif. I'm not trying to line up
Definitely kick
celebrities,
his ass. Yeah.
right? Who to fight. I'm just saying, like, I don't think he's that badass.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee is he's a cartoon.
Do not.
He wasn't a martial artist. He get his shit rocked.
If he was in the UFC, he'd dominate the UFC.
So
No, he wouldn't.
no, he wouldn't. Every guy over 50 years old fucking loves Bruce Lee.
There is no evidence, video evidence at least, of BruceLee ever kicking anybody's ass.
Now, Brandon Lee, the Crow,
Brandon
fuck
Lee,
yeah, he'll fuck you up. He died on the set,
Yeah,
so I like him
died doing what he loved.
a lot more. But
Yeah,
Bruce Lee, I don't know, man. It's perceived value,
Yeah,
right?
he could probably punch and kick and maybe fuck you up, but he wasn't gonna beat it. Like if you wrestled him, he'd probably be fucked.
My thing is like if I grabbed him or got a tackle on him,
Right.
and like did like a legit free safety coming across the middle tackle on him,
Yeah,
like
he's
I
not
probably would
getting
in a
out of
bar
that.
fight.
Yeah, he's not getting out of that.
Maybe he gets something in, but I'm saying like maybe he's slippery, but I'm not a fighter, so like I'm just saying he's not he's not the shit. There's a
He's
big
not- yeah.
perceived value,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
He has built up a brand that is void of actual value.
Yeah.
He's made himself perceive value.
Yeah.
We'll
You
get
know,
into
that's
this-
also
we'll
a-
get into this.
That's
Next
a product of the times too. They were all
Yeah.
nobody
He can
was
play
questioning
ping pong with nunchucks.
that too.
Is that
against
real?
Forrest Gump. We'll talk about it next episode.
All
What
right.
about my sweat
Good.
equity? Sweat equity.
SweatEquityPod.com.
Sweat equity. My sweat equity. My sweat equity.
Give me money.
What about my sweat
Bruce
equity?
Lee.
Money me.